Hello there, and welcome back to my absolute mess of a YouTube channel. This video is partly intended as an update and also as a spotlight on something I consider to be an enormous flaw with YouTube as a platform, something that is disproportionately affecting small creators like myself. For those of you that are familiar with this channel, you may recall that its name used to be Virtual Boy. In light of the fact that I'm actually making regular content now and trying actively to grow the channel, I wanted to get away from that name and commit to a rebrand. So about a week ago, I started coming up with new names. I bounced between a couple of different ideas, nothing sounded right. I even tried ChatGPT, which gave me absolutely rubbish suggestions like Eden's Crazy Tech World, so I threw that to the side fairly rapid. However, I eventually settled on Eden.exe, and after sitting with it for a few hours, I thought, that's the name. Instead of working on that rebrand right away, I decided to do my due diligence. So I went to YouTube, typed Eden.exe into the search bar, and set the filter to channels. From there, I saw a trifecta of good things. 1, nobody had the name. Perfect. 2nd, some people had the name Eden, which meant it was permitted. And 3, some people had .exe at the end of their channel name too. Everything I was seeing told me I wouldn't have an issue using that name, but just to be absolutely certain, I hopped over to YouTube Studio and typed the name into the channel name field to test it out. Nothing popped up to say it wouldn't be allowed. Full steam ahead, I thought. I spent the next 2 days working on my rebrand. I designed and rendered a new intro in After Effects, produced new thumbnail art, made a new banner and icon, and then I got started working on this week's video, my longest and best one yet, coming in at a whopping 50 minutes. Fast forward to Friday the 5th of May and everything is ready to go. My video is scheduled for 6 PM and at about 5:25 I decided to commit to the rebrand, updating everything within YouTube Studio. The way that this process works is that you upload all of your changes, names, art, etc., before publishing all of the alterations in one go. That makes sense on paper, right? If you ran an enormous channel that millions of people were visiting every day, you wouldn't want some of those visitors seeing a work-in-progress version of your channel. So yeah, I went ahead and uploaded all of my shiny new stuff before clicking on publish. And it's at that moment when YouTube's messy design and flawed procedures began to ruin my channel. This channel name is unavailable. That's the prompt I saw at the bottom of my screen. For some reason, despite a plethora of channels already sporting some combination of either Eden or .exe, I wasn't allowed. 20 minutes away from a huge project dropping on YouTube and all of my work had been potentially invalidated. This isn't the end of the world though, right? I could just delay the rebrand and change the name, right? Well, no. The pending video already had the new intro on it, and I wouldn't have time to update it before 6 PM. The real problem here though, is that YouTube decided to update all of the other stuff I had uploaded apart from the name. My handle was changed, my banner had changed, and my icon had too. Why would YouTube do this? Surely, as a creator, you'd want either all of the changes to go through or none of them. To add insult to injury, because my handle had been updated, I had used one of 2 handle changes YouTube arbitrarily allows in any 2-week period. This meant that I either needed to get the next name change right and bring my handle in line with it, or use my last remaining handle change to reset it back to Virtual Boy and be forced to wait 2 weeks to make any further changes. Now, panic is the wrong word, but I was concerned and frustrated in that moment. So to try and fix this, I tested the name Eden.exe for my channel, and this worked. Why on earth would this work, but not Eden.exe? It doesn't make any sense. Now that the channel's name was Eden.exe, I let it sit for a minute, and I wasn't super happy having the full stop missing when my intro, my icon, and my banner feature it so heavily. So just to test things out further, I set it to Eden space .exe, which is its current name, and that also worked. Why? Why would this work and not Eden.exe? It's completely ridiculous. Also, given that my frustration had gotten the better of me at this point, I failed to realize that I had used up my 2 available name changes for the channel, and I'd need to wait an entire 2 weeks in order to fix it. With that, my channel was stuck. I had a new banner with the wrong name, a new icon. What on earth type of shit show are Google running here? On the one hand, the platform likes to see consistency and polish on the content you create. However, the wiggle room when it comes to branding, when it comes to making a mistake, is so small that you essentially have to make a leap of faith if you decide to rebrand your channel or create a new one. Following this, I kinda was panicking, but I was angry more so than anything. I'm well aware of how impossible it is even for large YouTubers to contact YouTube themselves, so what chance did I have? What I found was that there's a community forum where individuals working at YouTube will occasionally pop into and offer support. Pathetic really when you consider the fact that YouTube only exists thanks to its creators, but it's better than nothing. Imagine my frustration when I visit this forum and see that posting, commenting and interacting with it at all was disabled on March 1st, with the announcement of this change accompanied by a tacit promise to maybe potentially make some changes to the forum in the future. So I was stuck, completely and utterly stuck. I hid my channel for the night just to figure out what I wanted to do, and as a last resort I hit up Twitter, which I've never had a following on, so that was like screaming into the void. Lastly, I visited YouTube's Twitter page, where I saw a Google intern trying to be funny, which was just like salt in the wound at this point. Dozens of hours of work, massive commitment, and I get stuck with a broken channel. Why even bother? Seeing as I'm a glutton for punishment, I did actually spend the evening working on another rebrand that I'll hopefully be able to put through in 2 weeks' time. But is there any point? YouTube do not care about small creators, despite the constant lip service to the contrary. There's no way to contact them, no way to roll back your channel, no leeway. It's like dealing with a robot because you're dealing with a robot. Anyway, that's the situation as it stands. Hopefully I can get back to making the videos I actually want to make as soon as YouTube lets me unfuck my channel. Until then, it's going into hibernation thanks to YouTube's policies. The soonest I'll be back is the 19th of May. Goodness gracious. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.